Real Madrid 1, Bayern Munich 2. At times, it was chaotic. But in my opinion, that was a Vincent Kompany masterclass. That was a Bayern Munich masterclass. And the crazy thing is, this game could have been over in the first leg. It could have been 3. It could have been 4. It could have been 5. So let's break it down. Make sure to like. Make sure to subscribe. Now, firstly, let's familiarize ourselves with Real Madrid, Arbeloa, his tactics, the way he wants his team to play, and why Vincent Kompany's 2-2-6 setup, yes, you heard that right, 2-2-6 setup, practically suffocated Real Madrid. With Real Madrid, of course, when they play out of the back and off the ball, they like to set up in a 4-4-2. But when playing out of the back, the players play in different areas of the field just to maximize their strengths, albeit Tchouaméni dropping in, Alvaro Carrero going forward, Arda Güler tucking inside. It remains a 4-4-2. They've got 4 players in build-up, they've got 4 players in midfield, and they've got Vini Jr. and Kylian Mbappe stretching the pitch, running in behind. Now, this is an in-game photo of the notorious 2-2-6. There's no team in Europe, there's no team in the world that's ever deployed this range of tactics and gotten results. 2-2-6, that's playing on the front foot. That's taking the game to the opposition. That's looking the opposition in the eye and telling them, I don't respect you, and there's no way in hell you can beat my tactical setup. There's no way in hell you can break down my structure. And I feel like it forced Real Madrid into so many mistakes. So how does Bayern Munich's 2-2-6 actually work in game? You can clearly see they set up in the 4-2-3-1. Now, of course, once Real Madrid are playing out of the back, they're instructed to charge forwards and close down any possible space for a pass, any possible space for a player to get on the ball. Look at how many players they put within Real Madrid's first phase, within their third phase. Everybody is there. Of course, they've got Upamecano and Jonathan Tah, 2 very physical centre-backs, sat on the halfway line. Everybody else, your primary purpose on the field is to engage. The biggest problem for Real Madrid was no matter who they passed the ball to, left back, right back, centre back, midfielder, every single player always had 2 Bayern Munich players around them, albeit the fullback tucking inside, albeit the centre back and the striker pressing the midfielder, the fullback and the winger pressing the midfielder. No matter where the ball went, there were 2 Bayern Munich players at minimum. And of course, Bayern Munich, when they press at very high intensity. And the biggest cheat code in football is pressing at high intensity, but pressing with structure. At times, Real Madrid couldn't do a simple 5-yard pass. And the funny thing is, this is a prime example in game. A simple pass into midfield, into pitch hard, and he was pounced on. Like the bunch of hyenas in The Lion King. They pounced on him, and it forced him into a mistake. And of course, Serge Gnabry had an amazing opportunity to put Bayern in the lead. Now, I've already mentioned pressing with structure, pressing with intensity. It's 2 words, it's 2 things within a football field no opposition team wants to come up against. No matter how structured you are, no matter how many talented players you come up against, no player wants to be rushed on the ball. No player wants to have 0 passing angles available to them. But the thing that makes this 2-2-6 just so much more appealing on the eye and so much more penetrative for Bayern Munich is the fact that once those 6 players all bomb forward and all of them are talented in their own unique and different ways, they constantly move. So Harry Kane is not just in the centre. Harry Kane might go in the half space on the left-hand side. Harry Kane might go on the half space on the right-hand side. Harry Kane at times might even drop deep and occupy Pavlovic's position whilst he bombs a little bit forward. And you see, when any of the wingers or any of the fullbacks get the ball, look at how many Bayern Munich players are in the box, either waiting for a cross, waiting for a rebound, anticipating a strike on goal, players waiting within the 18-yard box, waiting for a cutback, waiting for a layout, hashtag Harry Kane's second goal. Every single one of these Bayern Munich players in the final third always has an option available. He has an option to go long. He has an option to go short. And he has an option to go a medium length pass. They can go into the box. They can go outside of the box. They can overload the channel. At times, Bayern Munich tonight played some amazing football. And there's a reason why at the start of the video I said sometimes a 2-1 scoreline can be very flattering. Because in my eyes, it could have been 3. It could have been 4. Of course, Real Madrid also could have scored more than 1. But if there's one thing every single one of us can agree on is Bayern Munich were the worthy winners. Now, in my opinion, football is a game where it's played 50% on the ball, 50% off the ball. Sometimes you can be amazing in possession, but what you do out of possession might cost you a game. The thing that I really admire about this Bayern Munich team is off the ball, they maintain the same structure and they maintain the same intensity, desire and hunger to get back in position and defend. Like if Real Madrid, let's say, beat the press and they gradually get higher up the field and they start pushing bodies into Bayern Munich's own half, Everybody's back. Harry Kane, you're a striker on paper, but you are a defender. Michael Elise, you're a winger, you're flashy, you're Mr. X Factor, but you will defend when we don't have the ball. And the thing is, they condense the space so centrally. Like at times, Real Madrid were just forced to pass the ball backwards. They were forced to make constant sideways passes because they can't play through them. They can't play the ball out wide. A final talking point is, I feel like a very common question across the world of football is, what is the most difficult position on the field and what is the most important position within a football field? And I feel like tonight, Manuel Neuer made a perfect statement of maybe, just maybe, the goalkeeper is the most important position within the field. Because if your goalkeeper can sweep, if your goalkeeper can command his box, and your goalkeeper can stop the opposition from scoring by being a great shot stopper, that allows so many players to go into the final third and play with freedom and play without that fear of, oh, if I lose the ball, do I have a goalkeeper that can bail me out? And I feel like tonight, Manuel Neuer, at the age of 39, 40, he put on a clinic. He put on a clinic at Santiago Bernabeu in the Champions League, showing the whole world age is just a number. You guys go and play your game and don't you worry about it. I can fend for myself. I can carry my own, because in some moments he was the game changer once Real Madrid were on the attack. But listen, Bayern Munich were, of course, the worthy winners. It was a tactical masterclass, in my opinion. Let's see what the second leg has to show. Make sure to like, make sure to subscribe. Catch you on another one.